So for most of my life, and especially this year, I've been called crazy, obsessed, and insane. But it's not for the reasons you think. Let me explain. It's for my show watching habits. Now, as soon as I said that, most people that know me probably immediately saw this. But I'm talking about a show that I love above another, 911. It's a procedural programming. It goes through the daily lives of first responders, including firefighters, police officers, and even 911 dispatchers. I love this show. It's been a part of my life for around 6 years now, and the 8 seasons of it I've watched over 35 times. Now, it sounds like a lot, I know. However, this might not be as insane as you think, because it makes me feel comfortable. And that's where I come to my point of comfort shows and comfort media. Now, there's this one episode, season 2, episode 18, called This Life We Choose. And now I could go on and on about 911 for the entire TED Talk, but I won't. I'll save you that. Go watch it on your own. But it's this episode where traumatic events happen, and there's this one part that every single time I watch it makes me cry. And you might be thinking, why does she keep watching it then? And this one day I was watching it and I cried, and I thought to myself the exact same question of why. So I pose this question to you. Has there ever been a time where your queue was full of unwatched shows or TV or movies, and you never really got to them, but whenever you sat down to watch something, you didn't watch your unwatched stuff. You put on a show or a movie that you've already seen multiple times before? That's not as crazy as you think, and there's actually a good reason to it. Your brain is working overtime. When you watch something for the first time, it has to process all of the plot details, all the character descriptions, everything. And that's really stressful on your brain and yourself. However, when you're watching something for the 3rd or 4th time, you get to let your brain relax. It now focuses on the emotion. You focus on the minute details of each character, or the setting, or you even find little tiny plot holes that are in it. You find critiques to give it. And overall, my show, 911, it's filled with blood, sweat, tears. It's a dramatic TV show, but it makes me feel comfortable. And that sounds contradictory. It does. But a comfort show doesn't necessarily need to make you feel good. It needs to make you feel connected. Think about whenever you're stressed, depressed, or just angry about life. You honestly isolate yourself. You push away people who love you the most. And even though you don't mean to, this makes you feel very alone. This is where their comfort media comes in. We are able to connect with characters and different things in this comfort media that isn't there in real life. Although these characters are fake, you cry when they cry. You get angry when they're angry. You feel all the emotions that they feel. Think back to the past, COVID-19. This was a time of global isolations. There were health scares for everyone. There were losses in the family, and everything was going wrong. But we also saw a spike in all of the streaming rates. And this wasn't a coincidence. People were watching TV shows and movies in order to feel connected to the real world when there was such uncertainty about whatever was going on. This can also be seen, taking a step further, in the act of nostalgia. A childhood is supposed to be a time of fun and whimsy. And for many, it is. My biggest problem when I was a child was if I was going to get to the swing set on time. But now I have to worry about 5 APs, a job, a dance competitions, all of this different stuff. So when I want to feel less stressed, for example, the other day, I put on Sophia the First and watched Tinkerbell movies when I was in AP seminar because I felt like I wanted to relax and just be that fun, whimsical self again. And although the life is stressful and insane at times, watching these comfort shows lets us go back to those times. Now, that's another thing I love. Anyone that knows me knows I love dance. Dance is such a huge part of my life. But I didn't get into it like you might think. Yes, I was put into a ballet class as a little girl by my parents. I didn't really want to go. But after that ballet class, there was a movie, Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses, that I absolutely loved and adored. I loved the dancing in it, and I loved the connection between the sisters. And whenever I feel stressed about dance competitions or my showcase, which is literally tomorrow, I put on this movie because it reminds me what dance really makes me feel. It's not about the stresses or the awards, it's about the connections made. And this is another point of comfort media. Reliability. The world is such an uncertain place. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after. We don't even know what's going to happen when we get home. But in those TV shows that we've watched over and over again, we know what the characters are going to say, what they're going to do, how they feel in that moment because it's given to us. And that makes us feel amazing because we don't have to worry about something going wrong. Now, this also brings me to the point of a psychological idea of emotional regulation. The idea that we regulate our emotions by our environments. Now, this environment could be taking a walk or having a conversation with a certain friend. Or, for many of us, it could be watching that show. Watching a certain show can be comfortable. I have a friend who watches horror movies when she's anxious. That sounds very contradictory. However, it makes sense for her because she might be studying for a big test and that's her big problem. But at least she's not being chased by a serial killer or a clown. And that makes her feel a lot better about her problems that she has going on, knowing that they're not the end of the world. It's not a zombie apocalypse or anything like that. And for my family, we have a tradition, I would like to say, that whenever there's a new season of this show, The Great British Bake Off, we always sit down on the couch and we watch it together. We're all busy with work and school and everything. We have everything going on. But during that time, we don't feel comfort by the baking. We feel comfort by the connections we have with each other. We feel comfort by being next to each other on the couch, knowing that we will be there to watch a show. We might not even be paying attention to the show necessarily. We're paying attention to each other. We're spending time together. So the next time that you put on a show and it's a show you've already seen multiple times, you're not crazy as you might think. You're not insane. And although people will still call me insane for watching 911 as much as I do, think about it like this. In a world where there's so many trends and there's so much that we have to follow the bandwagon for, there's such a rebellious idea of saying, I know what makes me feel good. I know what comfort is for me. No one's comfort is the exact same. People might have the same TV show as their comfort show. For example, Friends and The Office are two very common media shows that people find comfort in. However, one of them might be for the relationships. The other might be for the comedic value. No one has the same comfort. Nothing gives the same comfort to each person. So each comfort show says something about you. My comfort show 911 says that I need connection in the worst moments because these characters bring connection to each other when they're going through their worst moments. So I leave you with this. What does your comfort say about you? What does your comfort show say about you? What do you need fulfilling? And the next time you take a day off work or a day off school and you put on that show, just think, you're doing yourself a favor and it's helping to relax your brain. And make sure you do that because you need to take a break and you deserve it. Thank you.